skin is black upon it.
Get out and get Jeremiah 14.
So it's no way around it.
Right.
It's Jeremiah 14. Jeremiah 14 and 2. Judah mourning, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground.
They are black like pure soil. The richest part of the soil is the darkest.
Right, because when you go into that word black, it goes into the Hebrew word qadar, which means dark skin.
Yep.
Because one of the sons of Ishmael, I think it was Qadar,
Yeah.
and he was
His
the
name is Qadar.
it was a dark skinned man.
Yep. Name is that. Yeah, just like in the Hispanic culture, they'll call you moreno, right? When you come out dark skinned. Why? Which means dark or black, right? Yeah. Right.
So would you consider Egyptians black?
Yes.
By color, yes. By color, yes, but by race, they're not Israelites.
I got that.
Not the same people, they're different people.
That's what it is.
Yep.
So as time went on, and these people had been under captivity under the other nations. At this time, you got our people that look like the other nations. So you have our people that look like so-called white people, so-called Chinese people, so-called Japanese, so-called Arabs. You know,
Maybe look like Africans.
exactly, because the seed line goes through the father. So the father, a man can, lay down with or have sex with another nation's woman, and she might be a white woman, and down that seed line, the children can come out looking like, the other nations. They don't have to necessarily look like so-called black. That's what I'm trying to say.
As I'm thinking about it, those first fallen angels were Egyptian. At least that's what they looked like. Because they were pharaohs, right? Pyramids, they were gods. I think they made as slaves, they made blacks first, and then they separated, and then they made creations and servants. So I guess Egyptians.
Yeah, but the Egyptians didn't build the pyramids. They had the Hebrew people that were another dark-skinned people. They had them as slaves, and they had them build up their civilization. Well, you can say that those men were angels, but they wasn't celestial beings that fell out of the sky and fell to the earth and started just committing all types of.
I don't think they fell.
No,
He's talking about
it's talking about the sons of God. Those are the fallen angels.
Nephilim.
They came from the same line as Noah, Seth, Adam. Same line.
Cyrus.
That goes back to Egypt mythology.
Yeah.
Those were the
They
false
took those
gods
same-
that they worship. Well,
But if they,
in Egyptian mythology, yeah.
So, and they're still around.
No, that's mythology.
there's no proof that that's true. It's just mythology, like Greek mythology. Is Zeus walking around? You know what I mean?
Achilles.
Achilles. That's the same idea. Recycled.
Spartacus.
That's literally the same ideas.
Spartacus was big.
What I'm saying is that's literally the same ideas of those Egyptian gods
Hercules, yeah.
recycled through the Greeks. Because if you know history, the Greeks actually came into Egypt and took it over under one of the four generals, right?
Like the God of War or English ages.
Right. And they had the same type of thing.
God of construction.
Now read that, because I want to make a point to you. So read that first chapter, just to give a little history, then we'll jump ahead.
It's Exodus 1.
He pretty much explained it, but just backing it up with the scripture.
Exodus 1 and 6. And Joseph died, and all his brethren.
So Joseph, if you know the story of Joseph, the youngest son at the time anyway, when he went into Egypt.
Sold into slavery.
Sold into slavery and went into Egypt, right? He rose up and became of some renown in some position in Egypt, that when his brothers came into Egypt because of the famine, he was able to help them out. And then the whole family moved into Egypt.
He was damn near second in command.
Right, under the Pharaoh.
Under Pharaoh.
So the whole family ended up moving into Egypt. Well, they eventually, through time passing, as it's about to read, they became slaves, basically working for the Egyptians.
And they show you that in
prince of Egypt.
unto Egypt.
Yep. Go ahead.
There's Exodus 1 and 6. And Joseph died, and all his brethren in all that generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly.
Yeah, they kept increasing, growing the family. The number of the people kept growing. Go ahead.
And multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty, and the land was filled with them.
Yep.
Now there arose a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph.
Yep.
And he said unto
He didn't know Joseph, so he's not going to have reverence for those people no more. He just sees the people growing big and strong, and they're working for him, but he don't see the respect that he should have over them because Joseph's not there to keep him in, to remind him what all had happened. All he sees is the prominence of his empire that he has with these people in subjection. Right?
This is 8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt which knew not Joseph, and he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply and it come to pass that when there falleth out a war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
Yep. Before they leave and don't work for us no more.
Because they were prospering as long as they had the Israelites, the Hebrews, under subjection and building pyramids and building all these big ass statues and sphinx and all that shit.
Working for them. Because if you think about it, if you're the CEO of a company and you now have reached a status to where you don't have to be the guy hands-on everywhere. You can direct people, you can hire people to do the job for you on a larger level. But that's the level that they got to. So the pharaohs, the Egyptians themselves, they don't have to work. They can just tell people what to do. The work is work.
Well, at least what's going on
Right. Continue, bro.
This is 11.
No. Jump to
Oh, Exodus. Yeah, Exodus.
Yeah, that was good enough. Just to show that the people grew and they're under the possession, so to speak, of the Egyptians. Okay, but then here comes Moses. He's going to jump to the point with the plagues and Moses and all of that, right? To where it's time for the people to be let go. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened and he didn't want to let the people go. Well, a point was made. I think this was after the 10th plague, I believe.
Yeah, after the 9th,
Yeah, 9th or 10th, one of them.
Yep. This is Exodus 11 and 7. It says, But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
He put a difference between them, even though they both were dark-skinned. He put a difference between them. They're not from the same father line. The blessings didn't go through the Egyptians. It was a different lineage of the Egyptians, which came out of Ham after the time of Noah, and the Israelites came out of Shem after the time of Noah. So there was a difference there, even though they're both dark-skinned. So you can't go just by skin color.
And to show another difference, during the time of these plagues that occurred in Egypt, none of the plagues touched the children of Israel.
Right, they only touched the Egyptians.
Exactly.
Another thing, Moses was raised as the son of Pharaoh. So he was dark skinned also. So Pharaoh's daughter. So like, yeah. So they could, if he was a so-called white man, ain't no way that he could have been raised up as.
And they would have thought it was nothing.
Yeah.
And we could have passed for that. Same thing with our Lord and Joseph, his father and Mary. They went down and hid in Egypt when Herod had put the decree out to kill all of the man children under 2 years of age. Right? They went and hid out in Egypt so they can blend in with the people. You said Egyptians and who?
Mexicans.
Right. You know why? Because they were there too.
Tell them about the.
Because they were there building them. Yeah, because they built new pyramids because they were building the old pyramids too. Okay.
Say Ra was like, I don't know if he's exactly Satan or not.
I know sun god. I know who he is. I don't know.
The sun is the
about
god.
it. Right.
Basically, whoever is praying to the sun.
Right, because they saw the life that the sun brought. I understood their mythology of that. The Bible don't back that up.
Yeah, but
It can't be one without the other.
That's vanity. though. That's all vanity.
Yeah, that information is just what a heathen would come up with to explain
That's what they
their
believe in.
I know, just like this is what I'm saying. That somebody, because this is the difference of the Bible. The Bible is written to a specific people, to the Israelites. It's not written for everybody in the world. So like even the Sumerian. Have you heard the Sumerian account? Right? I figured you would have. That was just an account of what was happening in the earth. The difference between that and that, people say, I don't know for a fact, but they say that it predates the Bible. Okay, that's fine. But the Bible is written specifically to a people from the Creator.
Yeah.
That's the difference. It's written to His chosen people from Himself. From, you got something? You got it.
Ezekiel chapter 30, verse 13. Thus saith the Lord power, I will also destroy the idols, and I will cause their images to cease out of North. North is Memphis, Egypt. And there shall be no more a prince of the land of Egypt, and I will put fear in the land of Egypt. So the Lord, He's going to destroy all the idols, Ra, Osiris. They've took them.
All the names, all of them.
All that Egyptian
Homosexual
philosophy. He's going to
items.
destroy all.
they can't, because the Egyptian so-called gods, they have no power. The true power is Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. All that Egyptian stuff, it means nothing.
And there's no future in Egyptology. Because they're always talking about the past. They have, we were kings, we were pharaohs, we were this, we were that. But what about the future? That does nothing for the future.
Because you have so many of our people stuck on so-called that conscious, the black consciousness, which is twisted within itself.
They run the Federal Reserve.
Right.
Who? The Jews?
Oh, the elites.
Some of them,
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Edomites.
Edomites.
They use money to enslave them.
Yeah, exactly.
So everything just changed.
But you see what's happening now with Donald Trump, though. As these sanctions are happening, these people just stop. They're freeing themselves from the chain of slavery, being subject to America by dealing with the enemies of America. The allies of America that don't want to deal with those sanctions are dealing with the enemies now, and now hence free from that American money system. You got a precept?
In the future, as time's going, you're going to see technology just take
Show him that chip.
because it's going to be God.
Right.
You know about this right here?
Let him to get this out real quick while he's grabbing.
First Chronicles chapter 16 and verse 24. Declare His glory among the heathen, His marvelous works among all nations. For great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised. He also is to be feared above all gods.
Above all gods, and that's the difference. Okay? Even the heathen should be fearing our God.
Right, Pharaoh was fearing the Most High.
Yeah. I mean, after that 10th plague, especially. Go ahead.
Verse 26. For all the gods of the people are idols, but the Lord made the heavens.
For all the other gods are idols. It's just made up of their imagination. Only the power of the Heavenly Father is a real living God, a real living power. But the brother brought up the point of this, particularly this, this is an RFID microchip or an NFC, near field communications chip. Okay? And what it does, or what it will do in its fullness, is completely control all the masses of the people that receive it. You won't be able to do anything without it knowing and being under the scope of those that control it. So if you do something, if they say you can't have a dog on Tuesdays, you can't take your dog for a walk on Tuesdays, and you like, my dog want to walk, I'm taking it. They can shut your chip off.
Or kill you.
Or kill you, or whatever they want to do.
They want to put all your personal and financial information on that chip.
Medical,
You know? They're gonna do away with IDs and shit like that. And
That chip, it's already out there.
Oh yes, absolutely. And I like to say, some people say it's this chip. I like to call it the technology of this chip. You know, because it don't matter what form it comes in. It's that you shouldn't take it. You know, because when you take it, you're now But the point is, when you read the prophecy in Revelation the 13th chapter, it has to be implanted in you to where you can't get rid of it. And once you accept it into you,
that.
Well,
no, that's not what the scripture says.
Prophecy in
That's not what the
Revelation
scripture
is
says.
implanted in you.
Okay.
We're not talking about the phone
And
or
your
your navigation.
passport.
Okay, so I got a question.
Passport.
Read the prophecy, and then it'll be even clearer.
Grab the pre-book.
Yeah, I got it.
Because
Yeah, copy.
this is the prophecy says about that chip.
Yeah, it says.
It's not wrong.
No.
It's right. It's on the thing. It's read it right
Oh,
there.
it's right.
Yeah, it's right there. You can read it right on. It says Revelation 13 and 16, and he calleth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
You got to read 17. You got to read
It
17.
says, I got it all. You got it. 13, verse 17. I forgot it was on. Yeah,
It's Revelation 13 and 17. I'm going to start at 16.
You can read it again, either way.
It says, and he calls all, both great, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
And that mark is karagma in the Greek. It's the Greek word there, karagma, which means it means an incision, something implanted into.
Like a stamp, like a mark. Like, you know how people have cattle and they mark and they brand them?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It says,
Not sure on that one.
One second.
Okay, no, you should go check
It
that
says,
out.
and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
That you won't be able to operate in the society, because if you can't buy or sell, what can you do?
Now,
You don't have your
Now, wait.
online banking, Wells Fargo.
I can still walk in the bank and get cash out right now if I know my
Right.
For what?
I know.
right.
But
Yeah,
but
because-
what if I forget? So like you my
I'm
bad.
just saying, think about it.
But what if I forget my phone or somebody steals my phone? Do they have complete access to me? But if it's convenient for them to put that in me to where because first thing I'm gonna do, if I know that that's in my phone or whatever, I'm gonna give it to somebody else to go do.
Yeah, you can
Go
throw,
do.
you
I'm
can
gonna
throw
have a
away your
slave.
phone.
I can
or
throw my
servant.
phone in the street right now.
That's what I'm saying. But I need things done. I'm gonna have somebody else to walk around and do stuff for me,
Even the
and then I don't have to pay the
poor has a phone.
but you're missing the point. That's part of the conditioning tool to need the things in this society that's going to be implanted into you. Once it's implanted into you,
There's no taking
you
it out.
can't escape from it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're not putting a chip in you. They don't need to.
People already got the chip in them.
They're doing it for snacks out of the break room.
I got it real quick. It's the Greek word karagma in the Greek for the word mark. It says
And the phone is a knowledge community.
it says a scratch or etching as a badge of servitude.
Yep, a brand, if you will, a mark upon you that shows that you're in service to the beast, because we're referencing the beast in that chapter.
And then the word etching, it says
Dictionary word of it.
a print produced by the process of etching to cut into, to engrave.
Grave. Yep. So they're gonna put that in you. Some people say, "Oh, it's a tattoo." Well, they can't fit all of that into a tattoo just yet.
I mean,
That's why I always say it's the technology more than the chip itself.
Agreeing you with the technology. You
Right.
don't need to put a chip in you.
But
Turn your phone
they
on
gotta.
and put it down for a week. See if they can
But
do it.
when they look, we already got. They got 5G
We
out.
can do that.
They got 5G.
you could
out.
walk into a grocery store and buy food without the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can.
Right.
But if you've noticed,
And the scripture says that you can't buy or
Right,
sell.
but what you saying is
They're
going.
even moving away
What
from
you
plastic
saying? What
parts.
you're saying is going to
the chip is on
but the phone, we're saying it's the chip because it is a chip. One reason, like we already brought up, you could throw your phone away. You don't need your phone. But what we're saying is that the technology is getting to a point where you're going to be dependent upon the system. The system is going to be solely on
gonna
a
be railroaded into this
a
technology.
technological grid.
So
And they're going
first
to
thing I would
implant.
just think of this. They're not going to drag everybody in and put a chip in. Why not?
Why not?
They don't want everyone.
Because it's the logistics on it.
You know-
But does everybody have a phone?
Yes, of course we can.
So then everybody's got a chip.
No.
Let me explain something.
There's
To answer everything you're talking about, I'm gonna paint the scenario for you. Let me paint it. First thing I'll do if I knew that was the only way that I can buy or sell or eat or whatever I need to do, I'm gonna steal somebody's phone and assume their identity. Hold on, let me finish. I know already. Let me finish. Then I can walk around as Joe Blow, or whoever I stole the phone from, doing all types of crazy stuff under that person's name, and I know, and then right when they're about to catch me, throw it.
Hey,
It wasn't me. That wasn't me. I
And
know.
this-
So to make the system foolproof, because that's the complete control, there is. The closest that you can be is to put it into the person.
Well, that's
gotta put it in the
what
person.
they're gonna market it as.
What I'm trying to say
Just
is
to further prove that this mark is going to be a physical mark, going to the root word from charagma to the Greek word charax,
Yep, correct.
and it says
it's already
to
done.
sharpen to a point.
Okay, now in the process of getting the chip, they're going to use what to put that chip in you? A needle, right? And the sharp point, correct?
Well, no,
Keep going,
think
bro.
What is it?
One
What
second,
is it?
1 second.
What does it mean to impale?
to impale,
Yeah.
stab,
Impale.
Okay, stab, which
enter,
and you
right.
do that with what? A needle.
or sound wave. A sound wave impales.
Bro,
your
keep
hand.
going, bro.
It says through the idea of
I'm just
scratching
saying, think
a
about
stake,
A steak.
a palicide.
You're going too deep, bro. You're just going too deep. This man doesn't think like that. The people that rule the world, they don't think that deep about it. Because what people can refuse that. Because if everybody throw their phone down now, their system fails by what you're saying. It fails by what you're saying. But when you put this into a person, the system is going to work to everybody that has it in them.
Yeah, because you then belong to the system.
Right.
It's
That
like
sounds like
plugged in.
complete control.
Kind.
Well, then why won't they just go on the honor system and not put barcodes on everything, and then have the buzzers at the front of the store? Because they don't trust the people to make the right decision. So they're gonna take the advantage and make you do it.
okay,
It's not done yet. Do you have it in you?
It's like the definition of carrots or carrots. It also says steak. When you look at the image of a steak and you see the point, it's a wooden stake or a wooden stick, so to speak, and it's finite at a point.
And you put it into
You put it into the ground. What does that? If you also take the picture of a needle, place them side by side, it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact shape. The point at the
Being
end.
for the same purpose.
Exactly. So when you go into
If I stick that microchip syringe into my skin, that's
You impaled your skin.
you just impaled yourself with that device.
and it's not like we're lying. There's videos all over the internet of people getting the microchip. You're going to have to meet it. Bro, Revelation 14.
Hey, but hold on, because there's another element missing here.
God, water.
It's not just the buying and selling.
Right.
This thing will also have certain abilities. And I'm talking about pseudo miraculous abilities. You got people that are getting microchipped
The Neuralink.
just so they can get a
Eyesight.
sharp memory or to restore their eyesight.
To walk.
You had one guy who actually got a brain chip implant to reduce his opioid addiction.
Yeah.
Right.
Electrical pulses.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So
So that's a device
That's
that they're
a-
using to entice people to take it. They if put like this.
Listening to your phone.
But at the
I see. He want to go a little deep.
it's not like the brother said. It's not that deep, man.
I'm gonna go there with you.
so-
I'm gonna go there with you for one thought.
maybe he's playing devil's advocate.
I got a question. I got a question for you.
Why?
So when the chip does have to be implemented, are you gonna take it?
No.
Why not?
Okay.
If it's not the
Because
phone.
if I get to choose, I'm going to choose not to.
Okay. But
Okay.
what if you don't?
Yeah. What if you
Would
don't?
die not to?
But no, but it's not
Okay.
going to
So let me tell you this. How do these electrical impulses, which is sound waves, hit these electrical impulses, right? It takes something to transmit that for you to understand it, right? Your brain is supposed to do that, or your brain does that, usually. Right, but your brain interprets that to where you understand it, right?
Right.
What if your brain doesn't work that way? What if you're deaf? Hold on, I need an answer.
Nothing's perfect.
Exactly. But the closer to perfect is going through all the trouble of putting them in people. That sounds like complete control.
That's too much.
Why is it? It's not. Not if you want
How
complete.
many people are there?
If you were going to die, would you do anything to live?
Yeah.
That's exactly why they're going to use that extreme measure to put in as many people as they possibly can.
And this is
And they have more
becoming,
than enough money
a
to
global phenomenon, by the way.
And they have more than enough money to do.
Sweden
More
is
than enough.
Sweden is
Even
90%
people don't have
cashless.
food. They have fun.
Tell them that. That's
I bet
not
if you
us.
those people that don't have food, I bet if you tell them if you check this chip, we'll give you a buffet of food. They'll take it.
And a phone.
Yeah.
And the phone will be in
Hey,
there.
give them some Popeye chicken
People are
sandwiches.
gonna be so easy
They'll
to
take it.
convince for them to be
But it's going. But
followers
we're telling you.
because all they're gonna have to
We're-
have is food.
But we're telling you, these people are gonna take the chip, man.
Right,
It's
what
gonna
I'm
come
saying
down
is
to a
those
point.
people-
Hold on. Let me
They
ask you
already
something.
even have
Let me ask you something. You know what draconian mean?
Yeah.
So
Wait, let's make sure that we
what
understand.
does it mean to impose draconian law? What does that mean?
Well, you can compare it to Roman law. Everything
It was
goes
very harsh, right?
right.
Very harsh law.
An
meaning
eye
it's
for an
strict.
eye, and tooth for a tooth.
It means it's a strict law that everybody has to be forced to comply to.
Yeah.
1984.
So, what makes you think that this government won't implement through draconian measure for everybody to take a chip when you got a so-called immigration crisis? You got a failing economy. It's food scarcity.
Crime is on the rise.
Crime. So the
National security
a
is
lot
at
of
risk.
terrorism going on.
Yeah.
So what makes you think that the government can't be like, you know what? In order to stamp down and get back control, get everything back in order, we need every citizen. If you're going to continue to be a citizen, we're going to need everybody according to this law, this legislation, for everybody to take this device.
You already got the device. What are you trying to make?
Okay.
You got the phone in your hand already.
Okay, and everybody throws the phone out. Now what?
That would be great.
Now he can
That
say,
would be great.
put it in you.
That would be great.
Then what?
But it won't happen.
Okay, well, we'll see. Well, we just gotta wait and
Okay,
see.
yeah, we'll
We
try.
just
We'll
gotta
see.
wait and see.
When you go home, put your phone
Because
down
we
for
know
a
what the
week.
prophecy said. It said that he causeth all both small and great, rich and poor.
It didn't say he banters with him. It didn't say he negotiates. It says he's causing, which means it's gonna be implemented. It's only a matter of people already have it. We know it's not done yet. It hasn't came into full fruition yet, man. The prophecy
And
is
I'm
going
saying
to
it in a good way. I'm not saying this is about it.
No, we understand what you're saying. You're just not understanding the level of that the people that control this society is willing to go to.
Well,
Hey, when it fully comes to
previous
pass, you
some
gonna see.
federal laws that went through because I was involved in banking.
Okay.
And when I was involved in banking, like I said, it's already done.
So identity theft.
Right.
Cell phone is
I know, but it
it
doesn't
can happen.
matter. They don't care.
They don't care. They do care.
No, they don't. Because they have their money, and if they lose their money, they can just reprint their
They're
money.
about to
pull a plug
collapse.
on it.
That's what I'm saying.
The-
They're about to
the-
collapse.
It's not going to last
The economy
long.
is already through.
Not worried about
Come on
cash
now.
and credit cards.
If everything is already moving into a technological grid, it's including money. Would
Everything
it be
is blockchain
Time.
based now.
Would it be easier to carry a phone and do it, or put it in somebody's hand so they could just go?
Well, think about
Guarantee
it.
they have it
If you
on.
were going to implement that, and all you needed to do was send a program through a sound wave into somebody's head, what would you use?
How's it going to transmit? How are you going to know if that's catching onto
How
that
do you do
person?
it?
Without. How do you know if that's catching onto
what
that
if
person
I'm deaf?
without a device?
But what if
In
I'm
them.
deaf?
What I'm saying is,
What if
you
I'm
want
deaf?
to
Answer that.
implement
What if
something
I'm deaf?
and
I can't
out
get
to
it.
the masses,
If
how
I'm
would you
deaf,
do
if I'm deaf,
Right.
you just kill me? But what if I'm smart
If
still?
you're deaf, you can still pick up a sound wave because you still have a brain.
We dealing with hypotheticals at this point.
That's what I'm saying. We
I
wouldn't
We
deal
already
with
know
that.
what the prophecies say, man.
Right. But what I'm telling you is, the Bible's a living word.
All right. Oh,
right?
okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's a living word.
Okay.
So
Hold on. To show you that this is going to be a forceful thing, go to Revelation 20.
Yep.
Give me Revelation 20 and 4.
Yep.
Revelation 20 and 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua,
So they were beheaded for the witness, the testimony of the gospel of the Lord. Go ahead.
and for the word of the Most High,
And for the word. Go ahead.
and which had not worshipped the beast,
They didn't worship this new world system, all right, of society. Go ahead.
neither his image,
Neither his image. Go ahead.
neither had received his mark
Neither have received his mark
upon the foreheads or in their hands.
or in their hands.
And it didn't say on. It says, and they lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years.
So these men, they got beheaded. They got their heads chopped off because they refused to worship the image of the beast and to receive his mark in their forehead or in their hand. So you mean to tell me that these men would basically be put to death because they didn't keep a cell phone on them?
Not exactly.
So that means it don't fit.
It doesn't make sense,
That
right?
means
If
it
it
doesn't
don't
fit.
fit,
I
you must
know,
quit.
but the reason I'm telling you that is because being involved with banking and seeing how there's no laws in the banking system, so
Bigger
they
than
can do
banking.
whatever they want, they already did it.
It's bigger than banking.
It's about
'Cause
total control.
Total control.
During this time, it's gonna be martial law.
You know,
Yeah.
look around you, you're already in it.
Not
No,
not
this
what?
is-
That's
this
not
is-
that's
this
not
ain't really
fruition.
martial
This
law.
is nothing.
You wouldn't
There
even be
would be
able
a
to.
tank
No,
right there, or
not
better yet, an
martial law.
MRAP
You're
right
you're,
there.
You're already in the trap. It's all around you.
You're right about that.
Building
You're
was
right about
created
that.
Not by anything good.
Look, you're right
Those
about
lights,
the trap situation, the system of the
They
trap.
don't blink.
Let, let me explain it to you
right,
though.
good.
Let me explain it to you though.
What are you talking about?
Let me explain it to you though.
Because you're already in it.
You went to high, right?
Yeah,
Hey,
you're
bro,
in another
you're in the
realm.
matrix
like this.
right now.
I'm
understand.
just trying to share that with you because working with the feds,
You went to the matrix,
I
bro.
don't, yeah.
I saw what their plan was.
You know,
They
you missed,
already did
Yeah,
it.
we
you
know
missed the
their
rest
plan.
of the plan.
We know their
They've
plan.
implementing the plan, but they haven't come to full fruition of the plan.
No.
Because the level you're at, anybody can escape that. The level that you're talking about. Anybody can escape it.
But nobody
But
is.
he
Okay,
calls
so
it
like-
all.
Bro, wait,
You go to
Salah,
Turkey,
one second,
they
one
got
second,
no food,
one
they
second,
got a cell phone.
one second. So when all shit hit the fan, it's gonna be a economic collapse. It's gonna be food scarcities. Who gonna need their phone?
I know. But when that happens,
Who's gonna need their phone at that point?
why would you need a chip?
Total control. They're still gonna be or try to
They already
control
got
the
you.
whole
They're trying to
population.
kill you. They're not really wanting to control you.
When famine comes, who's gonna be the ones to
I
have the
see what's
food?
happening right now.
The government, right?
Bro,
I'm
They
starting to
have
see
the
bigger
food and the
picture.
water.
We
So
gotta
who are
find
the
a
people
little
gonna go to
Hey,
to
let
get
me-
food and water? To the
let me,
government.
The 1/3 that's left.
No.
He's definitely gonna remember us when the chip is when it's finally
You're
instituted.
in line, and you threw your cell phone out, but you're still in line now. We're gonna see if you remember this day.
hey, he gonna remember, bro.
Well, no, I remember it.
Of course you will. But I mean, it's gonna come to mind like,
It's my
ooh.
duty to share that with you.
Hey, what was
That's
that
okay.
speech that Joe Biden had?
Oh yeah, he
Oh,
said,
yeah.
"Mark my words."
Yeah.
That's what he said.
You will rule on this.
Yeah.
People will put chips inside their body.
Just remember,
You will
one,
rule on this.
There's a reason why he won't use his phone.
Okay, he's rich. He don't have to. He
He
can
don't-
tell somebody.
yeah,
what to
yeah.
do.
People don't need
Well, I
phones.
understand
Rich
what
people
you're
don't even
saying.
need IDs.
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying.
Well, that's,
I understand that point.
That's moving forward.
That point, but that's not the end all be all. This system that they've created, which was set up thousands of, I don't say that, but it's in the Illuminati board game.
No, it was set up.
It's in the Illuminati. It's in the Illuminati board game. It's at least hundreds of years old.
It's in the movies. It's in the
It's in everything.
cartoons.
It's been in there for decades upon decades. Don't bring your script out. I'm not sure what you have.
Man, this is Sirach 22:13. It says, "Talk not much with a fool, and go not to him that have no understanding. Beware of him, lest thou have trouble, and thou shalt never be defiled with his fooleries.
Right.
Depart from him, and thou shalt find rest, and never be disquieted with madness."
Because if we're fools, you should have left by now. And now we're saying thank you, have a good day.
Because we're not going to
We're not-
reach.
But at the
There's
same
no
time,
bust to that, bro.
you got to be open-minded and see everything. Because
Sirach 39
you
and
can't be right
24,
about everything.
as his ways are plain unto the holy,
What we've been trying to tell you is plain. You can take it if you want to. You don't have to. You can
And I appreciate
enjoy your
it
day.
because just the fact
Hold
that
on,
you
you
guys
still
are standing here takes a lot of courage.
And his ways, as his
Nobody
ways
would do
are
this.
plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked.
Yep, and that's why you can't see it. It's okay. It's okay. It's actually, it makes
I
way
walked down
more
the middle
sense.
for many years, and I worked with both sides because I like
Well,
making money.
the Bible tells you not to do that.
Well, I know. I didn't say I'm not.
It said instead of being lukewarm,
I'm
choose a
saying
side. It said
that
choose
I'm
a side.
preview.
So you're a
to
double
this
agent.
information.
What you're telling me, you're a double agent, right?
What I was telling you is that I didn't
yes or
have
no?
to choose.
Yes or no?
No.
No?
No.
So what side do you really work for?
I would say I'm good because although I do wicked things,
No, you're
I
not
don't
good.
like
You're not good.
everything they do.
So we want to move on to another topic? We're just going to move
Well,
on.
I
we tried to
appreciate it.
share that with you out of the Bible.
I appreciate it, and like I said, I just felt it was my duty to share that
Okay.
because
Somebody get
it's true.
Ecclesiastes.
You guys have a really
All right.
And honestly, it takes a lot of courage to come up here. 'Cause
You can listen to this one more thing. You don't
Absolutely.
have to respond. Just listen.
Absolutely.
Ecclesiastes 5:1, go down to
And
2.
two, yeah.
Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Most High, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not
You
that
don't
they
have to
do
believe
evil.
anything we said to you.
No.
Ever.
I
No,
do
hold on,
believe-
hold on.
no, I do
Hold on.
believe. That's why I stopped. Because I was
Hold on.
listening.
You missed what he just said.
No, I
Be
get
more
it.
ready to hear.
I get
Okay?
it.
So just
Okay.
listen.
This is,
So just listen.
Verse 2.
You don't have to believe anything we said. Just listen.
Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thy heart be hasty to utter anything before the Most High. For the Most High Yahweh is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore let thy words be few.
And we're speaking his words.
Absolutely. I don't deny it. But I wasn't talking about it.
But we are.
You are now, yeah.
Have a good day.
So, God bless you.
We were.
And like I said,
Have a good day.
peace, because if I'm wrong, you're wrong.
We're not wrong.
The
We're
scripture's
we're
not
wrong.
wrong.
Still
The
on the,
scriptures
no,
aren't wrong.
I didn't say that. I said it doesn't matter.
It matters.
Good is
matter.
good.
It matters.
That is for truth's sake.
It matters.
Good luck, guys. Appreciate it. Come on.
I mean,
See, initially, I kind of was giving him the benefit of the doubt,
Right.
like, dude he might not be an Edomite.
Yeah.
But the further he kept talking,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's an Edomite.
he just
That's how Edomites talk.
because it became
Yeah.
a deaf adder.
Yeah.
No matter what, he's
Yeah.
not hearing the warnings or none of the stuff that we're saying. It
He
just
was being
becomes,
diabolical,
Let me
man.
push. Yeah, let me just
Playing
push what I
games.
want to say.
You
And
know?
then at least he wasn't irate. and shit.
Right, yeah.
No, I mean it was still a good discourse, you know.
And somebody watching can get edified from that.
Yeah.
A few different topics on the mark of the beast and how to deal with somebody that comes in that type of spirit. And that subtle spirit that comes to try to push off what they want to say.
Bro, and it just goes to show, man, that there's flaws when you venture from the scriptures, man.
Yep.
You know, there's open spaces that can't be filled with truth, man.
Yep.
Yeah, because you
Gray
basically,
areas.
it's extreme gray areas. Because the brother brought up a great point. He said, so if you're deaf, that means you're basically exempt from the mark of the beast.
Yeah, exactly.
You're exempt from it
So,
too.
yeah, hell
At
no.
that point, so you're exempt.
That's a new one.
It
The
doesn't.
cell phone?
Like, damn, man.
And we clearly went into the definition. It's implying a physical cut into your
Nah, he
flesh.
agreed to that.
So why the hell is what the
he
phone
got-
got to do with it?
Sound waves.
Oh, you got the phone in your hand, so you got the mark of the beast. That's just like saying, oh, you got an ink pen in your hand, or you got a tattoo. That doesn't, you know, that's not rational, man. You know?
But the subtlety of these people coming up now, these demons coming up now, you know, we get fair enough patience, so to speak, you know, because there is a crowd that needs to be edified that will click on the video and watch it. But at some point, when we reiterated the same idea 4 or 5 different ways, and he still don't want to get it, it's time to part ways. You go teach what you want up the street. You go do what you want to do up the street. But this is what we're pushing here. And where are you basing your doctrine on? Your studies in the banking system? Good. I'm glad you do. Go tell somebody, see if they want to hear that. You got it.
Ezekiel 33 and 33.
Yep.
And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them.
Then shall they know that we were prophesying of the things to come, man. That when he's standing in line like, damn, or on a FEMA bus or something,
He's gonna be like, where
going to
my
a FEMA camp,
where
like,
my phone at?
I ain't got my phone, how'd they find you? But I'm hungry. They said food this way. What am I gonna do?
He said, all I need to do is take this? Oh, yeah. There's no sound wave.
Yeah, you know.
It ain't the chip. The phone's the chip.
Yeah, we didn't get to the judgment of
Yeah,
right
go
about
The
14.
14th chapter. Let's read that.
That's why I brought out, like, so you mean to tell me the men of the Lord got beheaded because they had phones on them?
Right,
No, man.
right.
They refused to take a device that the beast wants to implement to actually put in your body so he can have ownership, complete ownership of you.
Hey,
You know?
now, don't get me wrong. Esau is very diabolical. He's wiser than Daniel. He searched, he did a diligent
He's
search.
playing devil's advocate.
He did all of that wonderful stuff, right?
Mental
But some
gymnastics.
of y'all give this man way too much credit. This
So-
man's not that good.
So
There's
you-
usually a Jake that'll come up with all these deep thoughts on what